Hi, my name is Mason Fall. You might know me as Music with Mason. Recently, we just hit 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel in, I believe, a total of 5 months. So what I want to do to celebrate is give you a little background on who conducts these interviews. So my name is Mason. I was born in this amazing town of Bettendorf, Iowa. Pretty big population, I guess, right next to Davenport. I played high school football. I did wrestling my freshman and sophomore year, and I did track and field for all 4 years. I fell out of football to pursue a career in radio and DJing, which I really wanted to do at a young age after listening to the radio at night when I didn't have a cell phone when I was little, and I just got into radio that way. Some bands that I listen to, I am very mixed. I know that I get into a lot of rock and roll at a very young age. It's not a lot of kids of this generation really like rock and roll, so I just have a little bit of a mix. My dad got me into punk rock when I was probably 12, 13 years old, and that's what only I listened to my entire middle school life. I love the Misfits, definitely a great band. My dad got me into the Dead Kennedys. NoFX was definitely a big part of his life when he was my age. And other than punk rock, I got into some indie pop alternative stuff. It was very interesting. And recently I started getting into Jack Stauber, who is super interesting, super creative with his work. He's more of a artist than he is a music man, and I really like his style of how he does things. Growing up, I really loved music. It was a really big part of my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do with music. I wasn't great at singing. I wasn't great at playing any instruments, but I knew that I loved music. So I started watching people interview musicians like Nardwuar and Sean Evans from Hot Ones. They are really good with interviewing bands, and I really got my creative, inspired, motivation to just go out and reach out to some bands. What started Music with Mason, it was just a project my instructor, Nikki, gave me. It was only supposed to be worth like 15 to 20 points, and I only had to do 4, but I ended up reaching out to more bands, and I reached out to more musicians, and eventually it got caught up, and people started supporting it, and it's just been one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. What's my favorite part about interviewing bands? Everyone has a different story. No one has the same experience. No one has the same background. Sure, they could be similar, like their families were all into rock and roll at a young age, and so they got into rock and roll that way, but everyone's interesting and everyone's unique, and that's what I really like about interviewing bands, is that I get to capture everyone's story, so it's a great feeling. A few questions, like a question that I normally ask all of my bands and artists that I interview is, what's their one final meal before they could pass away? Mine's a little interesting, I think. If I had to choose 3 things that would be on my plate before I passed away, it would be Buffalo Wild Wings, buffalo wings. It would have to be deep fried pickles from Buffalo Wild Wings as well, and probably an Italian calzone from Hy-Vee specifically. I don't know why, but when I used to work at Hy-Vee, I just enjoyed getting the calzone. So, extremely good. What is the future of Music with Mason? I have a few projects in the works. I have a few things that I want to do. I want to be more creative in my videos. I don't want to just have a blank image and audio in the background. I want to actually put some graphics in there. So it's going to take time, and I think some of my classes that I'm going to be taking next year is going to really help me with that. I haven't talked to him yet, but one of my best friends, Damien, from back home, he and I used to do our own podcast together called the Fall Break Podcast. And you could probably guess why, because it was started in the fall break and we had nothing better to do. So we took people from school and we interviewed them and we just talked about different topics. So I might potentially bring it back, but some of you at home probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I do have a few special words and a few people in my life who I really need to thank for getting me here and letting me do what I love. Especially my mom and my dad from back home. I wouldn't be here without them in the first place, but they really supported me, and they did everything they could to just see me grow. And I love them so much. I wouldn't be enjoying life if it wasn't for them. My grandparents, who have also really supported me. My dogs, Charlie and Hazel, who are back home right now, probably wondering where I am and why I'm in this random school in the middle of Iowa. But it's my school, and it's my part of Iowa, so I like to call it home. My friends, especially Dante and Michaela and Damien, I know they're watching me because they like to embarrass me, and I love them for it. They're my best friends. I consider them my family. And my instructor, Nikki, and my manager, Rusty. The sophomores here at Iowa Central Community College, they've definitely helped me lead in the right direction, and they've definitely given me a few good pointers that I should have whenever I do videos like these. And you, watching this video, if it wasn't for you, I would not be sitting here doing this video. I wouldn't be conducting interviews. I wouldn't be inspired to create videos, so thank you.